Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm trying to set this camera up properly so it doesn't fall like it did last time, I think it was. There we go. Alright. Dustin Dennison here with another how to drive a stick shift video. Don't know how long this video will be. I believe this is lesson 30. I could be wrong. Maybe less than 29, maybe less than 30. I'm pretty sure last video was 29. Anyway, another lesson, and the video will be labeled appropriately. Whether or not this is 29 or 30 or whatever. You saw there, the vehicle was in gear. I pushed the clutch pedal in to start it, and then I put the vehicle in neutral, took my foot off the clutch. Any manual vehicle, whether it be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 speed, whatever, or paddle shifters, you know, it's a stick. There's stick shift and there's paddle shift. There's on the column. Any manual vehicle, you have to push the clutch pedal in to start it. When I park my car, which is a 4-cylinder 5-speed, some people say you should use the parking brake. Some people say you can use the transmission as a kickstand. If you do that, what you do is when you park it, you turn the vehicle, you keep the vehicle in either first, if you're on a flat surface or angle like this, where the vehicle is upward, facing upward, then you put it in first gear. If you are at a position or in a parking position where the vehicle is facing downward, then you put it in reverse if you want to use the transmission as a kickstand. However, I don't agree with that, so I use the parking brake, and I will put the vehicle either in first for flat surface or angle like that, or I will put the vehicle in reverse if it's like this, but I'll still use the parking brake. Some people may ask the question, well, why do you use the parking brake and the transmission? Because the parking brake, some have been known to fail. Sorry, that was just me turning really sharp. I'm not going to talk as much for the first few minutes of this because I'm in a bit of a city area, and I need to get more open before I can actually talk more. If you've noticed, I'm putting the vehicle in first gear to take off. Now, I have done it for YouTube videos, and I've seen people do it. And I've had people suggest it. They say you don't have to use first gear. You can use second gear to take off. Yes, you can, but you have a first gear for a reason. Some people don't prefer to use first gear because you have to shift so soon into second gear. Like you saw that I was in a turn and I shifted into second gear in the turn. My opinion though, this is a 5-speed. I have 5 gears for a reason. However many gears are in your vehicle, you have that many for a reason. Use them. Just like the parking brake situation. I have a parking brake for a reason. I use it. Like I said, I'll be talking a bit more about how to do what I'm doing currently when I get to a more open area. Clutch pedal in, first gear, turning second gear, clutch pedal in third gear. Some vehicles will be different, some vehicles will be similar, it all depends. But this particular vehicle, like I said, it's a 4-cylinder 5-speed, 2.3-liter engine. This particular vehicle, I can do, first gear is 0 to 10, second gear is 10 to 20, third gear is 20 to 30, fourth gear is 30 to 40. I think I said that right. I'm just going to start with first gear is 0 to 10, second gear is 10 to 20, third gear is 20 to 30, fourth gear is 30 to 40, and anything above 40 miles an hour is fifth gear. Here's the thing with that though. In a stick shift vehicle, if you know how to do it, you can skip gears. I've done it for videos, and I've done it in real life. Well, real life, I said that weird. I've done it outside of making videos as well. The two ways I skip gears are first, second, fourth, fifth, or first, second, third, fifth. For a video, I have gone from first to third to fifth, and I've also taken off from second gear and shifted directly into fourth gear when I got it fast enough. Keep an eye on your RPMs. When you're driving a stick shift, it's best to shift. I've been told between 2,000 and 2,500. I've been told between 2,500 and 3,000. My personal opinion, anywhere in that range, 2,000 to 3,000. The low end, I shift at 2,000. The high end, I shift at 3,000 RPMs. When I skip gears, obviously it gets a little bit higher. But when I'm in fifth gear on the interstate doing 70 mile an hour, the RPMs are above 25 or above 3,000. I can't shift any higher than fifth gear though, so I just have to deal with it. I have a friend that has a 6-speed. He uses 6-speed for the interstate. That's it. Anytime you want to shift gears in any way, whether it be skipping gears or just shifting normally, use the clutch pedal. Anytime you want to put the vehicle in neutral like I just did, use the clutch pedal. There's also multiple different ways of slowing down and or stopping in a manual vehicle. The first, I've said this many times, the first and most common is to put the vehicle in neutral and then use the brake. That's what I did back there. The second is to push the clutch pedal in all the way to the bite point. And when your stop comes up, stopped a bit rough there. When you're stopped, it's what I was trying to say is second way, a little bit more advanced, I believe, than the first way, is to push the clutch pedal in, and then when your stop comes up, hit the brake. And then when it's time to take off, take the vehicle from whatever gear it's in to first gear. Third is similar to that, and that's where you simultaneously push the clutch pedal and the brake pedal in. But the most advanced, in my opinion, but interestingly enough, it's also my favorite way of doing it, is to downshift. That's what that is, going to a lower gear so the vehicle will slow down on its own. I'm doing a downshift into first gear. Okay, I made a mistake. I shifted up into third, but give me a moment. For the video, I was going to downshift into first gear, but I accidentally shifted into third. It happens. I didn't do anything to mess the vehicle up, though. Obviously, it's still driving. I do it for videos. I shift to down. For the video, I was going to downshift into first gear. However, I don't do that anywhere else other than when I'm making a video. Reason being, I don't feel the need to downshift into first gear. lowest I downshift to is second gear. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal preference. When you learn how to drive a stick shift, whether it be through YouTube like I did, or however you may learn how to drive a stick, when you do, you can downshift or slow down or stop or drive however you want, skip gears on it, however you want. This is what I'm doing this series. The reason I keep uploading videos on how to drive a stick shift is I'm showing you how I drive a stick shift, so you can learn for your own. Reason I feel it, number one, I'm trying to make more content, and number two, I feel like, not necessarily an obligation, but I just feel a desire to continue making these videos on how to drive a stick shift for my channel, because I learned how to drive a stick shift primarily through YouTube. And so I'm trying to teach everyone else that may see these videos. First, second, third. I'm not going to shift any higher than third right now. And, well, at least for about another half mile. Here in a little bit, I'm going to get to an intersection. I'm going to show you why it is possible, but I don't feel like it's necessary to take off from second gear. Why I feel it's necessary to use a first gear. And I'm also going to show you how to skip gears, because I'm going to take off from second, speed up fast enough in second gear to where I can shift directly into fourth gear and then fifth gear. And then at some point, a little bit later, I'm going to show you how to downshift more than what I did back there. Anybody who sees these videos and wants to know a little bit more, comment what you want to know, what you want me to what do you want me to cover in my next video on how to drive a stick shift, or my next video period. As I post a lot of different types of content, I'm still doing that. I'm still not posting as broad as I used to be, but still posting a decently broad range of content. See that I had to get the engine, I had to rev the engine pretty much, give it a really good amount of gas in order to take off from second gear. And yes, I do skip gears occasionally, but not often. And the reason being is because, like I said, you have a parking brake, you have a first gear, you have all these gear, however many gears in your vehicle for a reason. Use them. I'm gonna here in a little bit, when I cover downshifting more, I should tell you that this vehicle, like I said earlier, fifth gear is anything above 40 miles an hour. Now, it depends on the size of the engine. I'll get to that here in a moment, but I don't like to downshift into fourth gear unless I'm doing between 45 and 55 mile an hour. I don't like to be going any faster than 55 mile an hour when I downshift into fourth gear. That's my preference. Then to downshift into third gear, I don't like to be going any faster than the 45. To downshift into second gear, I don't like to be going any faster than 35. And like I said, I don't downshift into first gear, but I have done it for a video. For a few videos, I've downshifted into first gear. But that, I was going like 15 miles an hour. But that's just it. That's not very fast. I don't feel it's necessary to use first gear to downshift. However, you can do it however you want. Like half the time I don't even downshift into second gear. I eventually downshift into third gear, and then I use I push the clutch pedal in, put it in neutral, or simultaneously push the clutch and brake pedal in. Occasionally I downshift into second gear, but I do that about as often as I downshift into second gear about as often as I skip gears, which isn't often. It's occasionally. Of course, if any of you are anything like me, you can't. I said primarily I learned how to drive a stick through YouTube. The reason I said it that way is because I'm more of a hands-on learner. I did not actually learn how to drive a stick shift until I got into a stick shift vehicle and drove it. I killed it 3 times. And I was segueing into my next point. When you're taking off in a stick shift vehicle, or any manual vehicle for that matter, some people say you need to slowly release the clutch pedal to take off. Some people say you need to give it a little bit of gas and then slowly release slowly releasing the clutch pedal. I do the second one more than anything. I have taken off by just slowly releasing the clutch pedal, but it just depends on the situation. Usually if I'm facing downhill, I will slowly release the clutch pedal because the momentum will help me take off more. But most of the time I use the gas pedal, give it a little bit of gas while slowly releasing the clutch pedal. Or like I did back there when I took off from second gear, I give it a lot of gas. Can't remember what I was saying before that though. Oh yeah, I killed it. But 3 times I slowly released the clutch pedal. It was when I learned how to drive a stick shift. The vehicle I learned how to drive in. Oh, this is what I was going to say earlier. It just depends. When I was talking about the different speeds and the different gears and everything, that's in this vehicle. It's a 2.3 liter engine. I had a vehicle that was a 1.9 liter engine, and I was already in 5th gear by the time I got to 40 miles an hour. But that was a smaller engine. I test drove one time a big V8. I think it was a Challenger. I think it was a V8 Hemi Challenger. I can't remember, but a buddy of mine and we test drove this vehicle. It was, I believe, a 5-speed, and its gears were a little bit different. Its speeds in the gears were a little bit different because it was a bigger engine. I was going to say, though, I killed the vehicle I learned how to drive a stick shift in. It was a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed, like this one is. I killed it 3 times before I finally took off. I was on a flat surface when I took off. Finally released the clutch pedal slow enough to where the vehicle took off. I gave it a little bit of gas we kept on driving. I was driving around a parking lot. When you learn how to drive a stick shift, you can do it however you want. My personal opinion, my personal suggestion is to practice in a parking lot before anything else. Before you take to the open road in a stick shift vehicle, practice in an open parking lot. I was doing 55 mile an hour. I downshifted into 4th gear. Now the vehicle is slowing down by itself. Doing 45 mile an hour, 3rd gear. Again, the vehicle's slowing down by itself. Now I'm putting it in neutral while pushing the brake. 2nd gear, 3rd gear. suggest a parking lot. I was practicing at a parking lot. You can practice not only how to take off and how to stop in a parking lot, but you can also practice shifting, because surprisingly enough, depending on the vehicle I had, it was a 4-cylinder 5-speed, and I was able to practice how to shift as well. I was able to practice shifting from first to second gear. And I like I said, I practiced for a good 10-15 minutes or so before taking to the open road. And that's when the friend that was with me was, teaching me how to shift higher, teaching me how to shift more. Before I go any further, my next lesson is going in reverse. I'm just releasing the clutch pedal. I'm not giving it any gas. Second. Fourth. But I practiced before I took to the open road. The friend that was with me taught me how to shift more fluidly, more, just because I had an issue where when I was shifting, I would push the clutch pedal in and push on the gas pedal while I was trying to shift, and that was not as. It's just not. When you're driving a stick shift, you're supposed to shift so fluidly that there's no shift shock. Fourth. The reason I didn't give it any gas when I was in reverse, just reverse sport is a little bit different. In this vehicle, there's no need to give it I don't think in any vehicle there's really any necessity to give it a little bit of gas. You just slowly release the clutch pedal. You obviously need to give the vehicle, if you're trying to go at an angle like this and go in reverse, then obviously you need to give it some gas. But it's similar to, I've been known to give it a little bit of gas when I go in reverse, and I've been known to just slowly release the clutch pedal to go in reverse. It's similar to taking off. If you use the first gear to take off, then you can either give it a little bit of gas while slowly releasing the clutch pedal, or you can just slowly release the clutch pedal. And don't worry, this video is almost over, so you're probably getting tired of listening to my nails on a chalkboard voice. Doing 50 mile an hour, I'm going to downshift into fourth gear. Vehicle slowed down by itself. I'm going to maintain 40 mile an hour because my turn is coming up, but it's not very soon, and there's a vehicle not directly behind me, but it's closing in. When it's in neutral, you can do that. That's how you know you're in neutral. I know my speech was a bit more sporadic in this video, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do this today or wait till tomorrow. So that's why. Plus, I'm not reading from a teleprompter or anything, so I don't know exactly. Before I end this video, reason I said give it a little bit of gas and then slowly release the clutch pedal. If you if you don't give it enough gas or you quickly release the clutch pedal, that's what happens. And I will end on that. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please subscribe for more content like this. And I'll talk to everyone very soon.